Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host. That's right, I killed King Aethelred. What's my punishment? Go away. And today we have The Last Kingdom, Season 4, Episode 7. Last episode was really interesting. The first introduction of disease in the show. People are rightfully freaked out about it. There's mass migration of people all along Mercia trying to escape the bad air, as they say. The political intricacies between Wessex and Mercia are very complicated, made even more so by the problems within Edward's inner circle. Lord Ethelhelm is more and more proving himself to be an untrustworthy advisor, giving bad advice, especially with regard to Erdwulf. That decision really blew up in Edward's face. We had that scene right near the end of the episode where Edith confessed to witnessing the assassination of Aethelred at the hands of her brother. That guy has proved throughout this entire season to be immensely incompetent. First trusting Haston just at face value to start this whole storyline off, and then after killing Aethelred, literally taking the ring so that it could be set up later on where he has direct evidence against him literally around his neck that he committed the crime. Honestly, this storyline has been pretty dumb. Also, I referenced it directly in this intro. They just let him go, which makes zero sense whatsoever. Like, granted, the men followed him, but he was still just riding off. Like, he could get out of that situation. Edith is convinced that she'll never see her brother again. He's going to end up in Francia, and I don't believe that for a second. That character has to be killed for his storyline to fully end the season, and I think it's definitely going to happen. It should have happened right then and there, honestly. But yeah, I am interested in this new Danish threat that was alluded to at the very end of the episode in that scene with the Welsh and that mutilated guy who sent the message. We'll see if Brita can't somehow get out of that situation with help from the Danes, maybe something like that. But yeah, honestly, I just want to get right into this one, but as always, remember to blank, blank, and blank. And with that, let's get right to the episode.
Ignore it.
I wasn't fond of Ethelred, but he was lord here.
A curse upon the line of Ethelred!
Yeah, they blame him for, all the events that have happened. Father Pulik letting more people in, or letting Uhtred in. Holy shit.
Can you hide them? She's my daughter and he's the king's bastard. What? Do not ask. It is just until I can get Edward to listen.
I fear we are beyond that.
Lord Borgred speaks against me yet again.
The Ealdormen have called their Witten for after the funeral. They say you do not need to know, and that you may not enter the Witten.
Oh boy, that couldn't be more of an affront.
The king cannot be trusted!
We will ask him to explain himself!
Oh, so he can lie about Lady Elfwin as he lied about her mother. The Witten is closed to all but Mercians.
I am Mercian in blood through my mother.
Lord, no, we must be able to speak freely.
Speak. I come merely to listen. You were saying I lied about Lady Elfwin.
You said we could speak freely, and I say this is lie. Move in your troops. Leader of the Mercian Guard disappears, so yet again, and suddenly from nowhere, a fever closes the city and starves the people.
Or could you go too far? The people are hungry because you hoard the grain.
We hoard it so we cannot fatten Wessex fighters.
Enough! I spilled blood for you. I ask that you listen to me in return.
Erdwulf has confessed to the murder of Lord Ethelred, and he has fled Mercia.
Erdwulf has near confessed it before his men. This was found on him. Belonged to Lord Ethelred and was stolen from his dying hand.
That ring is doing a lot of work.
Where are they?
I will not tell you. Not until I have your word that Elfwin and Lady Ethelflaed will be protected.
Take him away. Perhaps instead of seeking to make a bond with the Ealdormen, we should find a way to break them.
Okay.
Taken our villages to the south! I've never seen men like this before.
The king demands the grain be shared fairly amongst the people.
The king does not care for the people.
Yeah, they are done asking. Problem is, this just makes Mercia hate them even more.
The Witten are minded to separate from Wessex.
Really?
You do not speak for the Ealdormen. You are merely grasping like a greedy child, and I shall not indulge it. Who will be the man to do it? Drag a king through the hall.
I will.
We have taken your son to Wessex for religious instruction.
Shit. It's very strong-handed, but I understand where Edward is coming from. These assholes have been scheming since he's gotten here. I understand the mistrust, but there's only so much Edward can take.
Must we extract this information from you the hard way?
Oh boy.
You've killed her.
Oh god.
Perhaps it is the poison burning the fever in her body.
Or perhaps she's dead.
We must get her to a healer in Aelisburg if she's to stand a chance.
Bringing someone with this sickness into that place right now, as it's like jam-packed with people, bad fucking move.
You've been decisive, and that will help in times of chaos. Now you could play peacemaker yourself, continue to care for Mercia, find the right match for my granddaughter, and peace will come.
Don't turn away from me. This was done in your name.
I did not order this.
Ethelhelm claims he acts for you.
I did not order this because I knew it would not work. You have suffered greatly, and for what? A child you barely know. You love my sister. I've always envied you for choosing your own path. Neither of us asked to be here. And for my part, the choices are growing narrower. I've followed the guidance of others too long. I have made mistakes. Yes, perhaps I should be unifying them myself, rather than making a child do it for me.
Yeah.
You are free to go, Uhtred.
Yeah, that's piss.
I have asked him to leave Aelisburg, and I would like you to do the same.
Oh shit.
More than once, you have taken it upon yourself to interpret my wishes in a way that I find unchristian.
I did what you asked.
But not what I wanted. You used my orders to suit your own wishes.
I hope your mother advises you better than I have.
It is a sign. The Lord did not want you to be a tyrant, and now sent you your reward.
Oh god, and it's a sick girl.
Find me every healer in town. Do not speak a word of this to anyone.
Bringing a sick child directly into this place, people find out, they're gonna freak. Oh shit, food riot.
I know you suffer, but turning on each other will not save you. Now get back behind the cart and form a line. Each person in turn will be given what they need.
Look how he influences them.
Maybe a possible solution would be to have Uhtred marry Aethelflaed. Shit, I think the Welsh are being slaughtered.
Kill anyone who looks like they cannot work!
Who the fuck is this?
Spare him. I have no interest in silver. We are looking for a dame named Brita.
Too late. I killed her.
If I place someone to rule here, who might forge a path to peace, someone who might not necessarily please the Ealdorman, but whose popularity with the people might force them to accept it.
Wow.
Lord and Protector, who would rule here just for a few years until things are less volatile. I wondered if that person should be you.
I do not want to rule here.
Yes, but as we know, you rarely get to make your own choices.
I mean, yeah.
If my niece survives, betroth her to someone Ethelflaed chooses. You have the respect of the people here.
I like this plan. It could work.
Accept, and your reputation will be restored, and your men given status and wealth. And in a few years, you will be free to pursue whichever dreams you may have. I could give you the troops you need to retake the fortress you lost. I expect an answer by tomorrow.
He should say yes. All things considered, it's a really good offer.
Prepare to be broken, as he tried to break me.
He's either lost his mind, or he's a genius like his father.
Genius like his father.
Mercia has suffered from being led by ambition. Apart from the silver, and the power, and saving the woman you love, what is holding you back?
Giving my loyalty to another Saxon king, I swore to myself I would not do that.
I swear I will not drink too much ale, and I frequently go back on my word. I have no conclusion other than Edward has outwitted you.
For now.
The bastard thinks.
Did Uhtred bring him here?
Apparently even Aelisburg is better than the road. They're quite the adventure by all accounts.
And I thank him for it. I do not like the man.
I do not need your approval.
You will find some redemption.
I do not need redemption either.
Oh, my son, you do. If only for the sins of your mother.
Finally gonna confess.
Who is this?
He is Ethelstan.
He cannot be here.
I know it is difficult. Perhaps the moment has come for you to be reconciled.
Mother, I cannot.
Please, I was wrong to rent you apart. He needs your protection.
Place him back to where he was concealed.
Wow, that was fucking cold, man. There's no easy reconciliation, unfortunately. He can't put aside his wife, he can't put aside his other child either.
At long last, I strike a bargain with Uhtred of Bebbanburg.
Mama.
She's better. Wow.
Mostly, everyone now looks forward to the new lord.
Who's that to be?
Uhtred.
To the lands, to the silver, and to the women, to Uhtred of Mercia. Uhtred of Mercia.
Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. Really good episode. A lot has happened. Episode starts off with a Witten by the Mercians. They try to exclude Edward, but he shows up anyway. He's starting to take a more heavier hand with them, and it's really having better results overall. Their mistrust of Wessex is causing them to make some mistakes, like withholding the grain, fearing that it's just going to be taken by the men of Wessex. The Mercian, peasant people are starving as a result. Tensions are still high from, the news of the sickness spreading. Everyone's just on edge, and it's making everything worse, so Edward steps in and takes a more firm hand, captures that one lord's son, and uses him as a bargaining chip, saying, you're going to start behaving the way I want you to, otherwise, read between the lines here, because it's not going to end well for you guys. He flat out challenges any one of them to lay hands on a king, and none of them want to do it except for the one guy whose son was taken hostage, and then he immediately backs down. Edward actually really impressed me this episode. He finally called Lord Ethelhelm out for all that he's done in the king's name, but it wasn't the king's actual desire. Trying to torture information out of Uhtred, Edward knew that wouldn't work. He never would have approved that. The imprisonment of Elswith, he wanted her publicly rebuked, but, not kept as a prisoner in Winchester. So he dismissed him, sent him home. That was a really cool moment. Really enjoyed watching that guy get told off. Edward comes up with a pretty brilliant scheme, I have to say. There's like a grain riot between the Mercians. They're all scared to death that this is like the last food they're ever going to see. Uhtred steps up because his daughter is, threatened in the moment. She gets knocked to the ground. And he tells them what's what. You need to stop fighting one another, form a line, show some order and discipline here. Otherwise, no one's going to be fed. The people listen. Edward immediately takes notice of it. And that's where, the gears in his mind start to turn. You can see it in the moment. And that's where he comes up with this plan to assign Uhtred as Lord Protector of Mercia, at least until an elderman can come of age that's suitable to marry Elfwin, a suitor that Aethelflaed would approve of. It's supposed to last for, a few years, and on top of that, his men get land and title, and he's now in the perfect position to, keep track of Aethelflaed and, make sure she's safe and protected. And he still hesitates just a little bit because he's very weary of, giving his word and his sword again to, another king of Wessex. But ultimately, the offer's just too sweet to ignore, and he accepts the offer. Really cool moment when Edward and Uhtred, embrace hands and agree to it. Even Elswith, who has hated Uhtred, for just the longest time, recognizes the logic in it and can't argue against it. There's another great scene where she brings Aethelstan before Edward and confesses all that she did to break apart Edward's first marriage. She thought she was doing it, for the greater good, but really she made a horrible mistake and she deeply regrets it. Despite the fact that you see in the moment that Edward is moved and, wants to embrace his son, he knows it's not that simple. He can't put aside his second wife, he can't put aside his legitimate son and, try to legitimize Aethelstan. It would cause an immediate, civil war. Lord Aethelhelm would take up troops against him. It's just not that easy. So I fully understand, why he backed off in the moment, but it also was just ice cold, despite the fact that, he's visibly crying at the same time he had to do it. Elfwin, made a miraculous recovery as soon as she got back to Aylesbury, it seems. She's now reunited with her mother and, just doing a lot better. We saw that the Danes managed to take, I guess, the capital of Wales. The King Hal went on a religious pilgrimage and put his brother in charge. The brother was, pretty incompetent, also really cruel and just in general, and especially towards Breda. Very arrogant, thought he was going to defeat this new Danish threat with ease. Ends up getting slaughtered, gets his head chopped off. There's a scene where King Hal looks inside the sack and sees it's his brother's head. The man leading them is Canute's cousin, the one in Ireland that they had heard word was captured or whatever. He managed to escape, got his revenge, and then came over here looking specifically for Breda, wanting to know what happened. The news of another Danish defeat the death of his cousin. He's got plans of his own, it seems. I'm really just interested to see, Uhtred of Mercia and how that goes. The episode ends with all of his men toasting him in his new position, and, they're all super happy about it because they now have land and title, and, as Finneran joked, they're finally getting paid for once. But Uhtred is still uneasy about the whole thing. Like, he agreed to it because it's really a no-brainer, but he knows it's never that simple. There's going to be more conflict in the future. He's probably the one that's going to have to deal most with this new Danish threat from Canut's cousin, just based on where they're positioned in the map. But yeah, it was a really good episode, and yeah, that's honestly all I can think to say for now. So, as always, thanks for watching, and peace.